All right, look at her. Here comes the pain. Naomi Smalls, the glamorous and beautiful, but she sent you home.
I mean... If it wasn't her, it was going to be one of the other queens. So
Right.
like, I can't be mad. I can't be mad. Yeah, I was definitely a target. And I don't blame her for taking that shot, you know? Like, it really made for some outstanding dramatic television.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be honest, it kind of worked out in my favor because the reaction from the fans was so supportive of, you know, like, it's better to be told, like, you should have won or you were robbed than you shouldn't have won.
Right.
Yeah, you were undeserving of being at the top, you know, so that's a blessing. Also, the other blessing is that she prevented me from having to be in that god-awful RuPaul's video at the very end. That really like slowed down version of Super Queen.
She's a super queen.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm happy that I got to skip that because that would have been a hot mess for me for sure.
Now Naomi really did show herself. I think a new side of herself on All Stars. You got to see the back bend and her lip syncs were, you know, more than we even got to see on her season.
Yeah, I mean, she had, like, I mean, everyone gets to come back and they get to showcase something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy that by episode 8, she finally got to show something.
All right, I think you might need this fan. Look at her. No angry here, it's Latrice Royale.
Latrice!
Podcast partner, robbed
All-Stars
video.
1 partner. Yeah, Latrice is one of the most fantastic things that I've like got to take away from being on RuPaul's Drag Race. My friendship with her is like really cool. So I'm really, really, really excited that she's the first one to kind of break it in.
Right. Now, do you and Michael and her and Christopher ever have some double dates?
Sometimes, if they're like in Los Angeles, like we'll definitely have like we'll meet up, have a smoke sesh, you know.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. Every time you're recording your podcast, Christopher and I are actually like FaceTiming each other, having our own little kiki. So we look at that as our own little like, you know, Friday night date.
It's pretty funny. No, I really love the fact that like Latrice and I, we've been able to like share in so many of these like similar experiences, you know, like we are drag queens from TV, we are in committed relationships. I mean, they're both Libras. So like there's like so many things that like we have in common, you know, so like we can talk to each other about like each other. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like Latrice, this is what Michael's up to. She's like, oh my God, that's exactly what Christopher's doing.
So, Libras go through the same emotions at the same time. And the one story that I would love to share about Latrice is at her wedding, a few of us skipped DragCon to attend this beautiful wedding in Atlanta. And before anyone walked down the aisle, I'm just tearing. Because the environment that Christopher and Timothy, Latrice, set up for everyone was just absolute love and acceptance, and it was gorgeous. So I remember crying before they even walked down the aisle.
Yeah, it was a lot of crying at their wedding, for sure. Like, everyone was fucking crying at their wedding. Like, it was the waterworks, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, when you finally got off All Stars and came home, did you call up Latrice and say, bitch? What was that conversation like?
Yeah, yeah, because like she got sent home, I think the next week.
Yeah.
So like I was like, okay, well at least she's going to get to the top, and I was like, oh bitch, they sent her home. Okay, all right, I see what it is. All right, it didn't matter who went home first. They were just good. Those kids were gonna send us old school queens home.
Right.
Yeah, no, it was a fun trip. Like we really had. We've done this before, so we knew what to expect, and we really knew what we were going into, and we knew that, like, now that the show was over, like, that's when the work starts.
Yeah, and that's why you made your video, Robbed.
That's why we have a video together, we have our podcast together, we are doing big things, the Trilla.
Yes, honey. Look at Monet Exchange.
Oh my gosh.
She also won All Stars with Trinity the Tuck.
Well, all I have to say, she's a troll. Because she did a troll commercial with Manila together, and they were, you know, their dressing rooms are right by each other, and that was an experience that was fun because it happened right before the whole quarantine. So that was the last like commercial shoot that we shot.
Yeah, she was like the last like drag queen like thing that I got to do with another drag queen for sure. I love her. I was definitely rooting for her on season 10. Was she on season 10? You know, because she was from the Bronx, like my husband. You know what I mean? So like we were voting for our J-Lo, you know, our local girl, you know.
Yeah, we met her at DragCon right before All Stars 4 started filming, and it was like in the air that it wasn't even in the air that we knew who was gonna be on it, but we remember like kind of fangirling over like, oh my God, Monet, welcome to LA.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, let's take a look at the other winner of All Stars. Look out. Trinity the Tuck.
These All-Stars winners are coming for my look with the yellow.
Yes, how very dare they?
I love Trinity. She was a lot of fun to compete against because she's very competitive and she has a very high quality of drag. So it was nice to be able to compete against like, you know, such a strong competitor, and we became really good friends. Like we really would talk game all the time, like of like what we like how the show was going. Like, and we could tell, like I could tell that she got like how reality shows worked. You know, some queens are like, they get there and they're like, oh, I'm not gonna say that because, you know, you want me to say that. I'm like, no, you have to say that because we have to kind of tell the story. You know, so like it was fun working with her, and we've been close ever since.
Yeah, and she actually taught me a new definition for garage doors. Raja originally taught me that garage doors are one color eyelid, but Trinity has taught us that garage doors are your set. Because if you see any video that she's been coming out with for this quarantine, it's just her garage door is set up with different props that she orders on Amazon. And so I was just like, she's a garage door queen.
I live for her a bit. She turns the look. She has new looks every single time I see her. She doesn't wear a thing twice. It's like insane. Like, and then she's transforming her garage in like her new home. She just bought a new home, and so like they were doing shows in the garage. It's like sickening. So I'm like applause to you, girl, because like she's making it work. You know.
Every Drag Race girl with a garage was doing full productions. When we talked to Ginger Mint, she was the same thing. She's like, I'm in the garage and we're making the shows.
I know. We live in a tiny little apartment, so I'm like, okay, we're here against this blank wall.
Right.
The wall actually has many curtain colors.
Yeah,
you know,
I just like I'm stapling like whatever fabric I had in my drag room like up to the wall, like
whatever it takes, sweetie.
my set, honey.
Look at her. I think what you want to look at is not what you're going to look at.
I love Gia Gunn. I fucking love her.
We had a drag sale with her last year, and it was such a fun experience just because Manila had her stuff to get rid of drag to make space, and Gia had her stuff because of the same reason. And having these two queens together at World of Wonder, it was just so much fun to see the different styles of drag and the crowds that they brought in for new drag queens to like reinvent who they are. So that's like this one little experience that I have with her. I had to like rent the U-Haul truck, pick up all her stuff, and it was awesome because she was like, yeah.
Yeah. She's a diva. I love it. I love it. Yeah, like that was a fun experience. Like trying to like be all garage sale and sell our stuff. You know? I was just trying to get shit out of my room because like I had like my drag room was pretty full, and then I got the call for All Stars, so like my wardrobe like quadrupled because of it. You know, so that was like I need to get rid of some stuff. And I need to get it, like, make sure that it doesn't come home with me. So I was like selling shit for like $5, $2.
Wow.
$2, you can just get this whole box full of earrings. I don't give a shit. And then she had her like couture that she was like, okay, this is like $375. And that's the cheapest thing. I was like, girl, maybe you should want to go lower. You're making me feel like I'm like the clearance like bin, okay?
One final beautiful look. Look at her. The lovely Lady Red.
Oh my God, I miss her.
I miss walking down West Hollywood and just seeing her
outside food bar.
looking at everyone, welcoming them on the street, just making sure that everyone felt welcomed here, you know, like, and I moved out here 8 years ago, and that was one of the first things that I noticed being a gay in LA, Lady Red in WeHo. So.
Yes, she was undeniable. She never could blend in, so she always stood out, honey.
You know, that was like the coolest thing about her is that she was always just Lady Red. You know what I mean? It was like, she just became this like larger than life like staple in the community, and we didn't even really know it. It's so crazy. So she played a huge role in our community, especially out here in West Hollywood. And you know, like, she's an inspiration, and I'm gonna miss her laugh because she was a kiki.
She was a kiki. We miss you, sweetie, and we love you.